Hi everyone. Thank you for taking your time out from your busy schedule. We at AIF PMS Experts India, we are thrilled to introduce our brand new show, which is Ask the Expert Show. Through webinars, we aim to share insights into diverse asset classes, offerings, knowledge, exchange amongst our investor community. So my name is Devanshu Bindlish and I am the Vice President of AIF PMS Experts India. With me, I have a speaker, Ashish Mundada, who's the CIO and head of CRE from Integrow Asset Management. Let me take a moment and introduce Mr. Ashish ji. So Ashish ji is a CIO at Integrow and head of CRE. He has 20 years of experience in real assets, investments, banking, trading, and engineering. He previously held positions at BlackRock, Edelweiss, and West LBAG. He has managed on an $8 billion platform, more than $8 billion platform with 40 plus investments with successful exits. Mr. Mundada ji holds an MBA from New York University, and MS from University of Maryland College Park, and BE from Pune University. So welcome Ashish ji. How are you? Ashish ji, you're on mute, I think.
Yeah, good afternoon, Devanshu bhai. Looking good.
Yeah, good afternoon. So we have our investor community, Ashish ji. So first, if you can give little background about Integrow Asset Management and take us through the products you offer to our investor community, that would be a great help. Over to you, Ashish ji.
Okay, perfect. So now continuing, so India Grade A Office Fund, this presents a very unique opportunity. This opportunity is humongous. Today there is about more than 1 billion 1 billion square feet of Grade A office in India. However, most of it is owned by foreign institutional owners, and Indian investors have not benefited from it. So this opportunity that the fund that we have is a unique proposition to give Indian investors an opportunity to participate in this asset class. Very quickly about Integrow, the company was founded by Ram Yadav. He has 25 plus years of experience. He was the ex-CEO of Edelweiss and then ex-CFO of Orbit. He is a Harvard alumnus. About me, Devanshu bhai has already given काफी अच्छा background. So we'll go to Mehul Naik, who is the CEO, and he is also ex-Edelweiss with 25 years of experience. He has worked with Ram for 15 years, and he brings the asset management experience uh, in from the real estate and urban planning. To the next one, we have a 2,500 crore platform, and you may have heard from everyone who talks about the real estate and how they differentiate. The way we differentiate is that all our funds are driven by technology. We have developed our in-house proprietary technology called Arjava that interconnects with other technologies like Office Monk, Cell.do, Aurum Analytica, that helps us in delivering predictable returns to our investors, minimize the risk, and that is one major differentiator that we have built over the past 4 years. We are probably India's only asset management company that has ISO certification for risk management, that is a quality management system. The second is information security, and the third is business continuity. We take asset management, the fund management business very seriously because it's the fund investors' money. And having a robust governance and risk management framework is important in delivering that predictability on the returns. So what is the opportunity? The opportunity is that the fund will be investing in Grade A office buildings that are completed buildings. So we are not taking any construction risk, that has credit-worthy tenants, and the buildings are located only in the tier 1 cities of India, that is top 6 cities. तो ये opportunity क्या है कि if you look in the last 5 years, approximately around $25 billion has been invested in this space. from the institutional investors, not accounting for grade B, grade C, grade D quality buildings, but only grade A buildings, which are mostly owned by institutions, of which roughly 80% is from the 75 to 80% is from the foreign flow. So roughly 32,000 crore every year is invested by foreign institutional investors who are benefiting from this, while the Indian flows or the Indian investor flows are mostly focused towards the residential. While this is a low risk proposition where you're not taking construction risk, you're not taking any development risk, and you are investing in the rent generating grade A buildings. So that is the focus of this fund. For investing in these properties, the fund at a portfolio level, that is before any fund expenses, management fees, and carry, it is generating a gross IRR of 22 to 24%, of which the cash yield, the gross cash yield is 2 to 4%, and multiple of invested capital is 3 to 3.2 times. So for a 10 crore investment on a gross basis at a portfolio level, after the fund has completed its investment and is looking to exit, it will be 3 to 3.2 times, that is 30 to 32 crores. Target fund size, we are targeting about 1,500 crore of the fundraise. The fund term is 6 years of investment and 2 years of exit. So total fund term is 8 years. In this 8 years, 6 years, the fund will be investing in 6 to 8 properties. So every year we are looking to invest in 1 to 2 properties. And when we identify property, the fund, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, no, nothing, please go.
The fund will be drawing on the investment, and when the fund is fully deployed, it will be exiting in the last 2 years in the form of REIT IPO. Why REIT IPO? Because it gives you 25% higher valuation than doing a private deal. The management fees are 1 to 2.25% per year, depending on the ticket size. So what is the investment strategy? The objective of the fund are three. One, it is a wealth multiplier product. A lot of focus is given on a gross basis, at a portfolio basis, 3 times wealth multiplication. Second is the total return is a component of a cash yield and capital appreciation. And because it's a wealth multiplier product, we'll discuss this later, but it's a very tax efficient structure. So what is the strategy? As I mentioned, we are buying a completed grade A properties. The way we define the grade A properties, it's one, it has to have a grade A technical specification. Second, grade A tenants and a grade A locations. And after we acquire the property, we enhance the value and exit it via a REIT. So it's important that when we look at the grade A properties, it has to have grade A technical specification, grade A tenants, and grade A location. So it's only prime locations from the leasability perspective. The portfolio will comprise of 5 to 10 investments, with each property being 300 to 1,000 crores. Now, as you can see, the property value, the average value is about 600 to 800 crore. And this is the space where a lot of Indian investors have not invested as buying the entire property. So this fund will be buying those entire property and give access to Indian investors to this remarkable asset class that is available. The location is Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, Hyderabad, and their suburbs. This makes up approximately 95% of the total leasing. And also tier 1 cities are in high demand because this is one of the most transparent cities for the transactions. What will be the fund focusing on? The fund will be focusing on a market opportunity that is about 10 lakh crores. The 10 lakh crores comprises about 8 lakh crore in existing stock and 2 to 3 lakh crore is under construction. And what drives this is outsourcing to India. Just like UPI, where India has far advanced in the technology, India has now become the global digital hub. There are more than 1,700 global companies, multinational companies in India, employing 8 million employees and occupying approximately half of the grade A stock. So that is what is driving all the grade A construction in India. And we'll be focusing, the fund's main focus will be on such buildings that are leased primarily to multinational companies. Which cities? The cities are Mumbai, as I mentioned, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, Hyderabad, and their suburbs. And they make up more than 95% of India's grade A stock. And the tenants primarily are technology and financial services companies. So that is roughly 50% of all the leasing in India. And the second is the other three categories that are fast growing today are pharmacy or medical or equipment. The second is manufacturing or the engineering fields that are fast growing. And these are rapidly occupying more spaces. One big category that has emerged in the last seven or especially after COVID is co-working. That takes up about 15 to 20% of grade A stock. What are the property sizes? We are targeting between 300 to 1000 crore in the property value. Why this? Because there is a very low competition in this space. Anything smaller than 200 crore is highly sought after by individual investors who are direct investors. And anything above 1500 to 2000 crore is sought by company sovereign wealth funds like GIC, REITs, etc. So this is the mid segment where there is low competition, better pricing, with the same quality of tenant, same quality of the buildings that are available in this space. Our investment process. First, as we look to identify the property, we buy the property between 300 to 1000 crore. It goes through our stringent 48-point proprietary scorecard. Only the properties that are above 8 are considered. Anything between 6 and 8 will be considered on a one-on-one basis. But below 6, we don't even look at it. To give you how stringent this is, we looked at 20,000 crore of property in last 1 year, and only 1500 crore of property has filtered through this screening process. Once we look to after the rigorous due diligence, when we acquire the property, we move to the next step, that is enhancement. During the enhancement, there are 3-step processes that we apply. One, we make sure that the operations are efficiently managed. Second, the capital efficiency of the balance sheet to make sure that after tax returns are higher for our investors in the fund. And the third is that is ESG and sustainability and green compliances, which is very important for such types of tenants. And after we have acquired these 6 to 8 properties in the next 6 years, the exit is via a REIT IPO that requires selection of the consultants, underwriters, bankers, then doing the regulatory filings, book building as part of the IPO, marketing and roadshow, and then a successful exit. All of this is powered by our active asset management platform, that is our proprietary platform, Arjava. Very quickly, what is Arjava? This is you can think of it like a 24/7 portfolio management that does everything from financial analysis to predictive underwriting, early warning system, automated reporting. This was developed by 35 plus engineers in the past 4 years with 2100 man hours. As a benchmark, currently the Arjava's capacity is equivalent to a 20-year expertise in a real estate management. What it avoids, it prevents error-prone documentation, inefficient communication, disparate system, delayed reporting, manual processes, biased and delayed decision making. So what are the returns and risks? On a gross basis, as I mentioned before, we are looking at a portfolio level that is 22 to 24% return, cash yield of 3 to 4%, and multiple of invested capital of 3 times. On a pre-tax basis, that is after taking into account all the fund expenses, management fee, and carry, the returns are, that is pre-tax in the hands of investors, that is 17 to 18%, comprising of a cash yield of 3 to 4%, and multiple of invested capital of 2.25 to 2.5 times. And post-tax, that is after the investor has paid his taxes, he is looking for an in-hand return of 14 to 15%, comprising of cash yield of 2 to 3%, and multiple of invested capital of 2 to 2.2 times. And what are the risks he is taking? as I mentioned, the fund is not taking any construction or development risk. So the other three key risks are: one is management operations of this building, which is a common area maintenance. So common area maintenance is passed through to the tenants. So that inflation risk doesn't exist. And because these are newer buildings, the capex requirement is low. In any case, we take comprehensive insurance package for acts of God that are unforeseeable, like earthquake. So all of that is taken as part of the insurance package. The second is tenant. Because these are graded tenants, very high quality tenants, the rent payments are on time. And but the risk is that these tenants require a very high tenant experience, because for them talent is important, the employees are important. So post COVID, a lot of things have changed to make sure that the employees are in the office. So one of them is the lot of amenities that these tenants require. The second is like creche is one of the amenities, or walking track is another amenities, food court is another amenity, or the quality of indoor air quality, right? Or whether the lifts are sanitized. So all these things are now a requirement from these tenants. So a lot of effort is put to make sure these tenants are satisfied with their property services. And the last is the loan. So when we acquire a property, this is acquired in a SPV, which is a private limited company. At the private limited company, the fund will be taking 60% to 70% of loan for the acquisition in the form of LRD. This is a bank loan, and because this is a bank loan, it carries a leverage risk. Because we mitigate because the tenants are graded tenants, so their rents are coming on time. In any case, we have a sophisticated cash management because the rent deposit, CAM deposit are set in escrow and are not left because there will be cash mismatches. So rent deposit, CAM deposit will manage these cash mismatches. So these are not distributed to the investors, but are kept aside for risk management. So how does this compare with other ways of investing in office buildings? So on the left-hand side, you will see India Grade A Office Fund. This is the only strategy that is focused on wealth multiplication. The other three options, that is REIT, direct or fractional, which is now in the form of SM REIT, they are all focused on income. And because of that, the net pre-tax return, that is post fees and expenses, but before taxes, is high in the Grade A Office Fund, that is 17 to 18% per year. While in the REIT, it is 9 to 11%. Direct investments are 10 to 12% per year, and fractional or SM REIT is 10 to 12% per year. The grade of the building, India Grade A, our fund and the REIT, that is India Grade A Office Fund and REIT, are focused on Grade A buildings, while direct and fractional are mostly B, C, and D buildings. Construction risk, we are not taking construction risk. There is in REIT portfolio, generally there is 20% is the construction portfolio. However, because most of the assets are rent generating, we have said construction risk is no. While direct, mostly we have seen that investors are taking construction risk, and the fractional is no construction risk. The most important is the asset management, like how do we generate alpha? The fund focuses on active asset management, as we discussed during the announcement part. While the REIT is also active management, the other two are passive management, and it is left up to the developer or the facility manager to do all the bidding, but there is no active involvement of the owner. Tenant profile, because of the Grade A quality, active asset management, the fund and REIT are the only ones that have Grade A tenant profile. In fractional and SM REIT, we may see sometimes Grade A tenant. But that is out of when the market is extremely tight, and that is the only building that a tenant is available in the market. PropTech is how we differentiate from others. As I mentioned, Arjava and Office Monk will be driving all the management. That is mostly on the REIT side also, but on direct and fractional, that is not the case. Exit is a defined exit, while the exit is very difficult in direct. And lastly is the vintage of the building. We are focusing on the new buildings, while all the others are mixed or older buildings. And so if you look at overall risk, the fund and REIT has a lower risk compared to the other two options, while the fund delivers a significantly higher return, even on a post-tax basis. So to summarize, why Grade A office fund? One, it is a wealth multiplier product. So any investor that is looking for a wealth multiplication by taking a lower risk, this is one of the products available. The investor, because we will be investing in 6 to 8 properties, the investor gets instant diversification. So investor with a even 1 crore ticket and above is able to invest in 6 to 8 grade A properties that comprises about 4,000 crore of portfolio, and get that diversification. Since these are grade A properties, it is lower risk. Within the lower risk, we are not taking construction risk, so it reduces the risk even further. The rental distribution after paying the management fees, the SPV loan is a principal and interest. The net rent will be distributed to investor on a quarterly basis. However, we are internally targeting a monthly distribution. It's a highly tax efficient structure. If you look at post-tax IRR to pre-tax IRR, it is 83%. So only 17% is a tax leakage compared to other category 2 AIF, which generally have about 35 to 40% tax leakage. And real estate, from our grandparents to now, it has always been the choice. It's a natural inflation protector, and it has always been a preferred one. And this is the unique opportunity that India presents, which we are bringing it to our investors. With that, I like to thank everyone for their attention and like to open up for the discussion.
Thank you, Ashish ji, for giving so clear background about the fund and the offerings you have. So my investor community had a couple of questions that, why somebody should look after real estate and what's the market outlook of real estate. If you can present some thoughts on that. You can stop sharing the screen if you want. Please present some thoughts on.
So that's a wonderful question. And Devanshu bhai, I think you have heard all the big numbers. So, like $500 billion is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
real estate space. But, at Integrow, the way we look at it is कि इसका Indian investor को क्या benefit है? इन बड़े numbers तो काफी सारे हैं. हमने
Right.
कि 250 companies का, sorry, 250 ancillary industries operate on this. But as an investor, what is the Indian investor looking at?
Yeah.
So, अगर हम देखते हैं तो इन्वेस्टमेंट के बेसिकली 4 पैरामीटर्स होते हैं. उसमें आप सब डिवाइड कर लीजिए. सो पहला पैरामीटर होता है रिटर्न बोथ ऑन दी प्री टैक्स बेसिस एंड ऑन द पोस्ट टैक्स बेसिस. द सेकेंड जो होता है वो होता है कि रिस्क मैं कितना ले रहा हूँ प्रोजेक्ट लेवल पे. क्योंकि इंडिया में आप इवन इफ यू लुक एट सोसाइटी रीडेवलपमेंट जहाँ पे बायर्स ऑलरेडी देयर, 50% आर स्टक इन लिटिगेशन. तो ये जो है ना रिस्क, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. एंड इफ यू लुक एट आर पेडिग्री विद द वे वी आर एट द सीनियर लेवल, so Ram Yadav has been a developer as well as a lender, so he brings that. Mehul bhai comes with turning around the Kohinoor jo tha stuck project was turned around by Mehul bhai. So risk management is very important in this industry. The third जो होता है वो होता है डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, कि मेरा अगर स्टॉक बॉन्ड गोल्ड में है तो और मैं किस में इन्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ जो बेनिफिट दे सकता है. और चौथा जो होता है मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट होराइजन. रियल इस्टेट बाय इट्स वेरी नेचर हैज अ लॉन्ग टर्म होराइजन. अगर जैसे हम फ्लैट भी खरीदते हैं तो वी डोंट सी द प्राइजेस एवरी डे, राइट? वी सी 5 साल बाद क्या हुआ, 10 साल बाद क्या हुआ, 15 साल बाद. तो होराइजन एक लंबा होता है. बट क्योंकि होराइजन लंबा होता है उसमें मल्टीपल ऑफ कैपिटल जो बनता है वो काफी हाई होता है. तो आईआरआर तो इम्पोर्टेंट होता ही है, रिटर्न, बट आपने वो कितने सालों में वो जनरेट किया है, उससे आपका वेल्थ क्रिएशन बन होगा। सो द फोर्थ इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इज वेल्थ क्रिएशन। तो जब हम ये देखते हैं तो इन अभी रियल एस्टेट में देर इज वन अपॉर्चुनिटी, जैसे कि लैंड बाय कर लिया। ये तो लैंड में अगर हम लास्ट ईयर भी देखते हैं तो रफली 100 ट्रांजैक्शन हुए हैं जो 32,000 करोड़ के। और लैंड में ओवर अ लॉन्ग टाइम पीपल हैव मेड मनी, राइट, बट देन इट कम्स विद द रिस्क कि एंक्रोचमेंट हो सकता है, पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस हो सकता है, उसका डिफाइंड एग्जिट नहीं है, बाद में डेवलपर को आपको फायर सेल करना पड़ सकता है। अगर बच्चे जैसे इनहेरिटेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इंडियन फैमिलीज के लिए, कि हम हमारे बच्चों के लिए काफी कुछ करना चाहते हैं, बट अगर बच्चों ने डिसाइड किया कि उनको बाहर जाके सेटल होना है, तो फिर लैंड को कौन मैनेज करेगा। तो ये बेसिस पे हम जब देखते हैं तो इंडिया ग्रेड ए ऑफिस फंड एक यूनिक अपॉर्चुनिटी आपको प्रेजेंट करता है, जहां पे 2 लाख करोड़ 5 साल में इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है इंस्टीट्यूशनल, बट उसमें से 56%, दैट इज 1,20,000 करोड़ हैज बीन इन्वेस्टेड बाय फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स। तो ज्यादा बेनिफिट इसका सब ब्लैकस्टोन, जीआईसी, ब्रुकफील्ड, इनको हुआ है। और जो इंडियन इन्वेस्टर को जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है वो सिर्फ रीट के थ्रू मिली है। पर अगर आप देखते हो रीट में भी, तो लास्ट 5 इयर्स में जो एम्बेसी रीट है उनका सीएजीआर कितना रहा है, 10 से 11%। बट जो प्राइवेट साइड में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है जहाँ पे 18-20% रिटर्न बन रहा है, और विदाउट टेकिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन रिस्क, वो इंडियन इन्वेस्टर्स को मिला ही नहीं है अपॉर्चुनिटी। और ये फंड जो हमारी व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग हियर इज, हमारा एम है कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटी हम इंडियन इन्वेस्टर्स को लाएं। So number one, if you look at the numbers also, there are, when I looked 5 years ago, there were 1,000 multinational companies in India. Today there are 1,800 multinational companies, 80% growth. और 2030 तक 3,000 से 4,000 मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज हो जाएगी। आज मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी 85 लाख एम्प्लॉयज मेरे रफली मैनेज करती है, विच विल ग्रो टू रफली 2 to 3 crore। तो आज मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी 1% ऑफ जीडीपी है, विच विल ग्रो टू रफली 2 to 3% ऑफ जीडीपी। इतना रेवेन्यू वो जनरेट कर रही है। तो मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज आर लो रिस्क टेनेंट, वो आपको टाइम पे रेंट पे करती है, बट उनका फ्लिप साइड ये है कि जैसे आप ताज में रहते हो तो आप ये एक्सपेक्ट करोगे कि मेरी जो खातिरदारी है, जो सब कुछ है, वो एक अलग नॉच पे हो। तो जब ये मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज भी जब ग्रेड ए बिल्डिंग्स में ऑक्यूपाई करती है, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि मुझे ग्रेड ए सर्विस मिले, और उसके लिए एक्टिव एसेट मैनेजमेंट बहुत जरूरी है। ऐसे नहीं कि आपने एक छोटी सी यूनिट बाय कर ली और फिर छोड़ दिया फैसिलिटी मैनेजर का। तो फैसिलिटी मैनेजर का कोई उसमें इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है मैनेज करने का, अदर देन जो उसका फी जनरेशन है। सो ये बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है। एवरी ईयर roughly 70 million square feet gets leased. And to give that number in perspective, that is 7 lakh employees, 5 to 7 lakh employees get hired by multinational companies. So this is such a huge opportunity in India.
Thanks for giving this detailed answer. So, what do you think? What should be the ideal time horizon in this kind of real estate funds?
रियल एस्टेट में आप किसी भी प्रोडक्ट में ले लीजिए, रफली आपको 5 से 10 साल का तो इन्वेस्टमेंट होराइजन होना ही चाहिए। और जिस तरह से हमने ये प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन किया है, सारा का सारा इन्वेस्टमेंट एक दिन पे नहीं है, इट इज एवरेजिंग है। जैसे हम म्यूचुअल फंड में भी इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो हर साल थोड़ा थोड़ा करते हैं तो हमको एवरेज हो जाता है, और फिर उस पर एग्जिट होता है। तो उसी तरह इसी में कि आपको 5 से 6 साल इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा, जैसे जैसे डील आइडेंटिफाई होगी, और जब अच्छी डील कोई मिलेगी तब 3 महीने पहले हम ड्रॉडाउन नोटिस देंगे। और फिर जब पैसा आकर जब वो इन्वेस्ट हो जाएगा, जब पूरा मनी इन्वेस्ट हो जाएगा, देन वी विल एग्जिट एट अ रीट आईपीओ। और रीट आईपीओ करना इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि आपको उसमें 25% एडिशनल प्रॉपर्टी वैल्यूएशन मिलता है। तो दैट ट्रांसलेट्स टू रफली 4 to 5% इन हायर आईआरआर।
Okay. So, what do you think, आशीष जी, कि ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग यहाँ देख रहे हैं इक्विटी में तो अभी 4 साल में पैसा डबल हो रहा है, रियल एस्टेट में आप बोल रहे हो 8-10 साल का होराइजन, तो क्या आप उस पे थोड़ी सी लाइन थ्रो कर सकेंगे कि क्यों जब भी किसी भी एसेट क्लास में जब निवेश किया जाए तो ऐसा एक लंबा होराइजन रखा जाए, तो क्या आप उसके बारे में बता पाएंगे कि ये क्यों आपने बोला और क्यों ऐसा करना चाहिए? प्लीज ओवर टू यू आशीष जी।
कि जैसे मैंने बताया, जो चार क्राइटेरिया है। द नंबर वन क्राइटेरिया है रिटर्न। नंबर टू क्राइटेरिया है रिस्क मैनेजमेंट। और रिस्क मैनेजमेंट का, और या जो पोर्टफोलियो पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट में जो फ्री लंच है, वो है डाइवर्सिफिकेशन। वो एक ही फ्री लंच अवेलेबल है इन्वेस्टर्स को। तो अगर हम लॉन्ग टर्म होराइजन भी लेते हैं, तो जैसे इक्विटी में है, अगर हम 10 साल का रिटर्न लेते हैं, तो लोएस्ट रिटर्न हैज बीन 5% एंड द हाईएस्ट क्यूमुलेटिव रिटर्न हैज बीन 22%। तो ये जो वेरिएशन है इक्विटी का, उसको डाइवर्सिफाई करना जरूरी है। दूसरा ये कि आपका दूसरा एसेट क्लास होगा बॉन्ड, जो फिक्स्ड इनकम देगा। तीसरा है रियल एस्टेट और चौथा है गोल्ड। अगर गोल्ड को हम लॉन्ग टर्म में देखते हैं, तो आपको रफली 10% पर ईयर इंडियन रुपी में रिटर्न आया है। बट अगर लास्ट 3 साल में या 4 साल में देखते हैं, तो इट हैज बीन अप बाय 30-40%। बट ये नहीं है कि ये लॉन्ग होराइजन है। वेल्थ क्रिएशन इज अ लॉन्ग टर्म। तो उस तरह से अगर हम देखते हैं, तो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगर हम रीट का भी देखते हैं, एवेंडस का एक स्टडी था, जिसमें उन्होंने ऑफिस फंड के जो रीट्स है, उसका कोरिलेशन, उसका डाइवर्सिफिकेशन बेनिफिट देखा। एंड द कोरिलेशन हैज बीन 0 to 0.3। तो ये बहुत ही बढ़िया एसेट क्लास है, जो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन देता है आपके स्टॉक पोर्टफोलियो को, आपका रिस्क कम कर देता है। और क्योंकि ये हार्ड एसेट से बैक्ड है, तो ऐसा तो हमने अभी तक देखा नहीं है कि कहीं ग्रेड ए ऑफिस बिल्डिंग का वैल्यू जीरो हो गया है, कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो सकती है।
राइट।
बट रियल एस्टेट कभी जीरो नहीं हुआ है, वो हमेशा बढ़
राइट।
कम कम है। और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जब इन्वेस्टर अपना पोर्टफोलियो बनाता है, वो आज के लिए नहीं बनाता है। वो आज 10 साल बाद, 15 साल बाद, 20 साल बाद अपने बच्चों के लिए, अपने फाइनेंशियल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के लिए बनाता है। तो ये बहुत
हम्म।
इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हॉराइजन लंबा तो इन्वेस्टर का अपने आप ही होता है। सिर्फ उसे शॉर्ट टर्म में गेंस दिखते हैं, बट वेल्थ
हम्म।
क्रिएशन लॉन्ग टर्म में होता है।
हम्म। राइट। So thank you, Ashish ji, for giving your time, valuable time out. Thank you, our investor community, for giving your valuable time out on the from your busy schedule. We hope you to see you in the next webinar. For more inquiry, for more details, you can reach out to us either at www.aifpms.com, or you can call us at 8368586435. Have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
थैंक यू।